coming back to Bank of Ceylon, now you managed to arrange the largest ever syndicated loan raised by any Sri Lankan bank for that matter. This was amounting to a total picture of 500 million, but you were a main contributor. Bank of Ceylon was a main contributor in getting this loan. How did you manage to win the confidence of the international financial community? How was this possible?
See, Bank of Ceylon is the #1 main financial institution in Sri Lanka, and that's the main government bank. We are 71 years old now.
Okay.
We have been dealing with international banks all the time. We have raised funds in the past also with working with international banks for Bank of Ceylon needs or countries' needs. The 500 million you mentioned, Bank of Ceylon worked with HSBC and a few other foreign banks, and used Bank of Ceylon's basically financial status to boost and to help to collect that kind of money, and that really helped the government of Sri Lanka. Subsequently, we went on various other missions. We had many road shows going into the different parts of the world to raise capital. The recent one, I think we went for we wanted 100 million. Now we'll be getting about 150 or so. So we achieved more than what we bargained for. All purely because our credibility that we have built over the years, so that the government can use us as a one of their tools or whatever.
Most credible sources of
for even the future, that to raise capital if the country needs for any purpose. I think Bank of Ceylon is the person that they can use.
Right. Okay, with that, we come into our first break. Please stay tuned, because we're going to discuss about the inward remittances from foreign expats who are working abroad. So please stay tuned. We'll be back very soon after this very short break. Thank you. Welcome back to the Thursday's edition of the Round Table. Thank you for joining. Discussing with me today, joining me for the program is Dr. Gamini Wickramasinghe, who is the chairman of the Bank of Ceylon. Doctor, my question to you now is with regards to foreign remittances from Sri Lankans working abroad. In 2005, Bank of Ceylon was the market leader in foreign remittances. How is the situation now? Are you still #1?
If you take it as a bank, we are the #1.
Okay.
Because we were actually bringing in early days, more than 50% of all inward remittances to Sri Lanka came through Bank of Ceylon.
Okay.
But last year we dropped that percentage, but still we are the largest one that we brought in.
Why was the drop in the quantity?
For many reasons. Because one is lots of other banks also really working towards bringing in inward remittances. The other one was the opening up of that inward remittance market after the end of, say, LTT era. That means the Hawala and other different systems which was used by LTT kind of organizations abroad to do remittances. So that opened up more avenues and more money came into the country. So that earlier, if you would have been 3 billion incoming to Sri Lanka, that expanded to about, say, 3.4 billion or $3.5 billion. So therefore, because of that, maybe our percentages dropped a little. And also there were a lot of other problems abroad at the time. The currencies in Japan, in Korea, places where we get a lot of inward remittances. People, instead of sending money, they went to other instruments like gold and others.
Okay.
Sri Lankans abroad. But that was not the time, because they were not getting the value for their earnings. So some areas they dropped, some countries dropped. Now they started increasing. Now if you look at it, like the last about 3 months, we are getting inward remittances that we never got before. We are getting in, I think, 14-16 billion rupees worth every month. So that, I think that shows that there's a lot of confidence in the country, and things have settled down, that Hawala and everything else. And I think we'll continue to get inward remittances. I think people will make inward remittances for their own purposes and also for investments.
Doctor, we all understand that the number one source of foreign income generation to Sri Lanka is from the inward remittances that we get from foreign expats. But unfortunately, even at present, there are various conventional methods of remitting money, like the Hawala system. You said some people just put it in an envelope and send. Illegal ways of sending money. Doctor, sometimes this could be sheer ignorance for people not knowing the proper systems of remitting money back to their home front. But how has Bank of Ceylon taken, what steps has Bank of Ceylon taken to adjust this situation?
Yes, now we have a large amount of our own employees working in countries where lots of Sri Lankan expats are available. Through our own offices and also through our other corresponding bank contacts and exchange houses, we try to promote and make people aware to send their remittances through central bank registered financial institutions. So it's not necessarily Bank of Ceylon, they can send it through any bank, at least then the money comes to Sri Lanka. When you send in other means like Hawala, the money doesn't come here, it goes somewhere else, the foreign currency. But the rupee, they give the rupee here in different ways. But so we are continuing to promote through our electronic media, through our own representatives, through our agents. We have a lot of agents also working. And through our NRFC community.
Okay.
We have the largest base of NRFC accounts within all the banking community. Through them also we try to promote this, tell their friends, relations and others, you are better safe, send it through a regulated bank, and so that we don't have to be deprived of that hard-earned dollar coming into the country.